You're watching Quays News. I'm Connor McCann.
And I'm Jessica Mason. This is what is coming up on today's programme.
I'm here at the University of Salford to tell you about a vigil that will be taking place tonight to raise awareness about sexual violence.
A running group has been created for women. Do women feel safe exercising at night?
And how big companies such as Boohoo are trying to become more sustainable for the environment, and lots more to come.
With the textile industry of recycling clothes compared to recycling plastic or recycling metals or other materials, it's
Hello and welcome to Quays News. Our top story today.
A vigil is taking place at Salford University to commemorate, recognise and combat sexual violence. We head over to our reporter Sophie Green, who has more.
I am here outside the University of Salford, where a vigil is taking place tonight at 5:30 p.m. about sexual violence. The students will be gathering here tonight and be hearing from lots of speeches from the President of the Feminist Society, Salford Student Union LGBTQ officer and even the Dean of Students, along with lots of other speeches. There will be a 1-minute silence that will be taking place, and along with lots of the speeches as well. It is an ongoing issue across the Greater Manchester region, where the Sexual Violence Actions Network has organised these vigils across the country in order to raise awareness for the issue. As you can see behind me, they are currently setting up for the event tonight, where they have cornered off the area and also placed there with microphones. They're hoping to create a safe environment for those affected by sex.
Who runs the world? Girls. Many have started running due to lockdown. However, women often feel frightened to go out in the dark alone or feel like they aren't experienced enough to join a running group. Hannah Patterson visits Run the World to find out what is so special about this group.
Outdoor physical activity is crucial, but for some it is often intimidating. I'm here in Monton interviewing the women-only running group, Run the World, on how they are creating a safe space for women to run, even when in the dark.
Hi, so I'm Becky, and we started Run the World to just give people a bit more confidence who maybe wouldn't come out and run, and break down barriers. So we know one of them is people don't have anyone to go with, or maybe they're a bit scared of going in the dark, so we just wanted to create a supportive group to kind of give people that opportunity to still run in the winter.
Becky and Lydia started the group 5 weeks ago and already have such a great community of women.
We've always got someone at the front, someone at the back and all the girls in the middle, and it just feels like we're all together, we can do it.
When we first moved here, we would have loved to like a group of girls to kind of make friends with and go for runs with, so we thought if we'd like it, maybe other people would, and they've come along, so I think they do.
The group isn't just for experienced runners, it's for anyone who wants to get involved.
What I love about Run the World Manchester is that it's accessible to all age groups, And not only that, it's all abilities. So they'll accommodate for beginners, people that have been running for years, and everybody's extremely friendly and will go above and beyond to make you feel welcome.
So it just kind of feels like we fit really nicely into the community, whilst also kind of offering something that I think so many people have said they would love. And we've got really great feedback so far.
Hannah Patterson, Quays News.
Later, Lois James will be joining us on the studio to discuss how people are being more sustainable with their clothing. You can get involved on our social media at Quays News and tell us what you're doing.
Last Wednesday, a refugee puppet arrived in Manchester from Syria. Bella Jewell has more.
Hundreds of people welcomed little Amal, a travelling refugee puppet, to Manchester last Wednesday as she reached the end of her 8,000-kilometre journey from the Syria-Turkey border. But who is this not-so-little travelling puppet? Little Amal is a 3.5-metre structure made by the Handspring Puppet Company. She began her journey in Gaziantep, passing through Europe before reaching her final destination in Manchester. The project was created to shine a light on the stories of millions of refugees who were forced to flee their homes, making often dangerous journeys to Europe for the chance of a better life. Many refugees eventually find their home in Greater Manchester. In fact, Salford Mayor Paul Dennett has said that at any given time, the county houses several thousand refugees. During her walk through Manchester, little Amal was joined by performers and Mancunians welcoming her to the city. But one spectator, Fee Plumley, had another message for Amal.
Because you don't need to be taken care of when you're given the opportunity to survive. And she and so many others like her are just not given the opportunity to survive, never mind thrive.
For little Amal, the arrival in Manchester marks the end of her incredible journey and hopefully means now it's time to hang up her strings and take a well-earned break.
With Remembrance Day tomorrow, you may have seen a lot of poppies around, but how about 12,000? Well, at the Imperial War Museum North in Salford, Quays, that's exactly what you'll see. The huge display of ceramic poppies was revealed to the general public earlier today. Polly Luscombe is there to tell us more.
On a dreary day, these poppies behind me are bringing a bit of colour to the city of Salford. The poppies have found their permanent display here at the Imperial War Museum North. The poppies were designed by Tom Piper and ceramic artist Paul Cummings. I'm here with Laura Clouting, who is here to tell us a bit more about the poppies. So, why are the poppies their permanent home is here in Manchester? Why?
We felt that there was no better place to have this incredible installation, which so many people will be familiar with from the Tower of London. The air shard that we're standing in, you can see, allows for this 30-metre cascade of poppies that comes to pool at the bottom, and we don't think visitors will fail to be overwhelmed potentially by this dramatic display. And of course the area around here is rich with wartime history as well. This site itself, Trafford Park, was bombed quite heavily in the Second World War Blitz, so there's all these other wartime connections to IWM North site as well. But really, this just feels like the best place in these poppies for a permanent display.
And obviously the poppies are to do with the First World War. What is the semblance? How many poppies are there? How tall is the structure?
So poppies really have their roots, if you like, as a symbol of remembrance in the First World War, where they grew in abundance on these otherwise kind of pulverised landscapes that had been churned up by artillery. And it was after the war in the 1920s that a few people had the idea to turn the poppy into a fundraising tool and to become a symbol of the human cost of the war. And so people started to wear artificial poppies, and people have been doing that now for about a century. And eventually, a few years ago, clearly that has taken a step further, with Paul Cummings, for example, being inspired to create this mass of ceramic poppies, so it continues to have new interpretations all the time.
And in 2018, the Tower of London poppies were sold to make money from 6 serving charities. Is that planned with these poppies, or is this just a permanent display here now?
what we do at IWM North and all of the IWM sites is collect material, some of it which directly connects to the experiences of conflict, letters, diaries, personal possessions, which have been through war, but we also collect art, and this forms part of our collection that shows how artists have interpreted or been inspired by the very devastating and traumatic experiences in some cases of people in conflict. And what's been created here just reminds us of the scale of loss and the impact that the world wars in particular have had.
Perfect, thank you so much for that. So with Remembrance Day tomorrow, these poppies are a symbolism of the people who served our country and fought for us.
Some of the other stories making headlines today. Manchester United star Marcus Rashford will receive an MVP from Prince William. He is being recognised for his campaign which encouraged the government to change its policy over the free school meal vouchers given out during lockdown.
Media City is moving to a new era after being bought by Lansac, the largest commercial property company in the UK. There are hopes for the future of more offices being built so more companies can make the move.
Andy Burnham has launched a new B-bike hire scheme launching on the 18th of November in Salford and Manchester. The bikes will be available to hire around the University of Salford, Media City and Oxford Road.
A show at the Lowry has been disrupted and a group of people were removed after a transphobic incident. It involved an audience member during a drag murder mystery death drop.
Over 45% of dogs have a phobia of fireworks. As the days get shorter and the celebrations are lasting longer, many dogs will experience high levels of anxiety and some will even lose their lives. But what should be done about it? Faye Seeger went to find out more.
Fireworks season. Arguably the most exciting time of year for everyone, young and old. But are we ignoring the cries for help of the unspoken, or are the fireworks just too loud to hear them?
Every year it seems to get earlier, like at the moment there's fireworks going off now and she won't go for a walk. We've got an extension in the back of the house which has got Velux windows and the sound bounces off them, so even before she gets outside she can feel the vibrations of the fireworks and then she just refuses to go out.
But can we just control our dogs? And are we blowing this bang out of proportion? We tried to speak to the head of the UK Firework Alliance, but we were only provided with a statement. They said, instead of these people filming their shaking dogs, they should spend time out of fireworks season training their dogs properly so it won't be scared the next time.
It's a load of rubbish if you've got a dog. You've got somebody that's scared of something they're actually scared. Like, is human beings that are frightened of fireworks, not just dogs.
So who wants to go for a walk when he's so shaking like a jellyfish? This is why they should ban the use of fireworks.
This year, companies are coming together to make Bonfire Night a little less terrifying for animals. Classic FM hosted a special programme just for the four-legged listeners who feel anxious, frightened and unnerved by Bonfire Night. What is supposed to be a single night celebration has led to many dogs too afraid to go outside every night for 3 months of the year. Dogs are unable to detect where an explosion is coming from, what it is, or when the next one is about to occur. The spectacular displays and joyful evenings could be the highlight of the year, but how will we make it enjoyable for all?
With climate change heating up, dominating fashion brands are in firing line. Lois James investigates what they're doing to become more environmentally friendly and how the public feel about this.
The dream of many aspiring fashion designers has been granted for 30 graduates at the University of Salford. Their work on the shop floors of one of the most luxurious retail stores. More than 150 garments have been designed by graduates themselves to be retailed at Harvey Nichols here in Manchester.
This is actually my first collection ever. This is the first time that I get my stuff being sold in a massive retail store in the UK. So hopefully in the near future, because I'll be putting this in my CV definitely, I'll get more opportunities from it. Oh my gosh, that's me. So this is my collection at Graduate Fashion Week in London. Most of the proceeds will come back to the designers, so if I do sell my stuff, it's going to come back to me, and that's going to help me a lot with my masters in the near future.
Made in Salford is a new venture between the luxury retailer and the university's internationally recognised fashion design course, bringing a capsule collection of graduate outcomes to the retail floor for the first time.
The collaboration is all about showcasing students' work in a very professional setting and in a way that is very different to students usually get.
It just gives people an opportunity to be able to show their works when it is such a hard industry to break through to. So I think it's just a lovely collaboration from each side, really.
We're hoping that we'll be able to replicate this in the future, maybe after every show or every large project. So if you haven't already bought something, go in store and have a look, try something on.
Lois James, Quays News.
We're joined now with Lois James, who is going to discuss what you at home are doing to become more sustainable with your clothing habits.
Brill, yes, there has been quite a lot of interaction with our tweet, most of you saying that charity shops are how you're becoming more sustainable. Georgia Lynch said that it's changed her way of shopping and thinking, and she's actually here and joined us in the studio today. Hi Georgia, how are you doing?
Liz, I'm good, thank you.
You look fabulous. Is this all from a charity shop?
It is, yeah.
Amazing. Showing us how you can still look fashionable and be sustainable at the same time. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
Brill, so could you tell us what was the initial trigger which made you think, I'm dropping the high streets and I'm focusing solely on charity shops?
It was really when I started uni. I was starting to order a lot of clothes from online stores, and it got me thinking that I'm not the only person doing this. There's millions of people all over the world relying on these stores to deliver, to make the clothes, and it got me researching and talking to other people, and so it's been about a year now that I've been shopping in charity shops.
Amazing, I completely agree with you. Boohoo and Pretty Little Thing, they are on a mission to become more sustainable. They've set themselves targets for some 2025, some 2030, but they are trying to become more sustainable. Is this enough to entice you back in, or are you just done with them?
It could definitely entice me back in if they keep these promises and they're not all false promises that they sometimes can make. And I find that this could be very influential on the smaller brands that are online, because I see the bigger brands do this and it might make them go more environmentally friendly.
Brilliant, yeah, definitely. Also, another point to mention, Christopher Nieper has put forward to the government the idea of a carbon checker. So this would mean that all fashion brands would have to announce their level of carbon emissions they are giving out, to the public. Mm-hmm. Do you think this is a good idea, and how do you think this would affect shopping?
I think that'd be a great idea, because definitely with people buying online, it would definitely make them think twice before buying something, so it'd have a great impact.
Yeah, I know, because I think a lot of people would be shocked knowing the emissions of each company. Definitely, it's just crazy. The fashion industry alone actually equates for up to 8% of global emissions. It's just crazy. It's all getting out of hand, really, but that's what we're here to sort out. So just to finish off, if you could give one piece of advice to our viewers, what would you recommend them doing to becoming more sustainable?
I think one bit of advice that I'd give would be to not close the door on charity shops. They can offer great clothing, they can be environmentally friendly, but also help people while doing that. And I think every bit of clothing has a story to it, as cringy as that sounds.
Love that. Thanks, Georgia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
With last year's National Student Awards being online, people all around the country came to Manchester last Saturday to celebrate the 48th Annual National Student Television Association Awards. Heba Abu Hamida gowned up to say more.
Quays TV and the University of Salford hosted the 48th Annual National Student Television Association Awards this weekend for the second time. The awards took place on Saturday, the 6th of November at the Kempton Clock Tower Hotel in Manchester.
We had 149 entries from all of you this evening, from 18 different students.
Each category had 5 nominations that have been shortlisted from hundreds of submissions. 20 awards have been awarded to recognize all aspects of TV production. Josh Ram, a presenter at GP News, and Polly Parley, a journalist who works at STV News, were the judges for this year's awards.
We always get these industry giants coming in, and what's fantastic is that because a different station hosts it each year, we get to see a new, fresh batch of judges that come through as well, which is fantastic.
NASTA has now been running for 45 years, uniting almost 50 student stations across the UK. Despite having gone virtual last year, this year's nominees are more happy to be here and celebrate of their hard work.
It's a really good opportunity to meet people from all the societies across the UK. So for me, that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
What's the bit for being with so many people that are into TV, because we're
getting to celebrate what we've done for the last year with like all of my friends.
Dramatic performance winner, Kira Moore of YFTV.
I'm really excited to be here at the National Student Television Awards and to accept this award for Best Drama for Student Piecework and Movie.
Student television itself has been active in the UK since 1964, and the NASTA Awards date back to 1973. NASTA is a charitable organisation aiming to draw new and existing student TV stations across the country. Also, students who join NASTA got the chance to build their connections and receiving professional feedback and learning new skills.
Congratulations to LSTV winning Best Broadcaster at the National Student Television Awards 2021.
That's all we've got time for today. Goodbye.